There. Now there's sound.
Yeah. Because I didn't see the little yellow bar going.
Yeah. See the little dancing green bar. Yes.
Yes.
Next, don't climb into a plastic bag.
And today's going to be cups. Cups and more cups. So mugs. Going to do S-sides.
Not mugs, yes. Oh, they're... Because you, well, we could put handles on things tomorrow morning.
Or we can just do the handless things.
Yes.
Well, the S-side cups. The beakers. And the goblets.
Next, I know we went outside and we worked on the yard.
Oh,
It was terrible. We didn't work the shop. Stop being a butt. There, put the tool back away, alright? Silly beast. This clay's really fighting me back. It does not want to come out of the bag. Yes. Really? Don't attack the chair! Ahem! Beast!
Did you? Yes,
What?
you did. See that it's had its bit adjusted there.
Yes, it's had its bit adjusted over on Facebook. Well, apparently, comments that we type into Restream do not get forwarded to Facebook, but they do come up on screen.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay, cut off a little bit more. Well, it's your fault for sniffing a stinky towel, you silly cat. It's the towel that I used to wipe down the metal uprights on the shelves. And she looks up and and then tipping her head way back. Oh, I should do. This back up to it. Return it to cat cam position. Here we go.
It is morning, everybody. It is still morning. No, it's lunchtime now. Haha. Shows you what I know. Well, when it's overcast, you don't notice that
it gets light, and then it stays light until it gets dark.
Yeah.
The sun came out briefly. Twice?
Briefly. Yeah. At least it's not raining.
Yeah.
But that would help the plants.
Yes. Because then we don't have to water.
And we have the Alaska, planted Alaska plants. No, they're all in the ground.
Yeah, we got a clearance package of asparagus. So we got like 50 plants for, what was it, 25 bucks?
Yeah.
After shipping, I think it was like 30-ish.
Yeah.
This is a really gooey towel. I will toss it out. Here. Yeah, someone was very not happy with us going outside and working out the yard. Came back inside briefly and she's, meow, meow, I will rub up against your legs. No, you're not paying attention to me. The front paws just started to walk up the back of my leg. So it got to the hip and it's like, oh cat, please don't pull. And she's like, oh, the elbow's in reach now. Oh, hold on to that and sit at your elbow. Yes, you were being a literal pain in the butt, weren't you?
You didn't really name the stream, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that must have been handles.
Handleless things today.
Handleless things. Well, it is across the room.
Yes. It was similar in name, which was getting a handle on things. So the word handle did appear. Okay, so you're throwing the 8 to 10 ounce handleless cups, which will complete this form.
This is how I make the foot on things is with my hands.
Yes,
I
I
don't use the tools. I
managed to trip on her cord.
even though I have like dozens of tools. I'm gonna use most of my fingers.
Was there the tool attached to your fingertips?
Yeah. I can't misplace those.
I'd be really worried if you could
Oh,
misplace
look at
your
your
fingers.
That was funny.
That is very disquieting. Okay, that's a mug. That's a jug. That's a stackable tea. Saucer. Just checking. You need to do an unusual things day
next week.
Yes. Bleh, 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 bleh. I don't know what was out in blue right now though. Because my whole face itches now.
My hands itch.
Yeah, I was pulling up some blackberries, pulling up some weeds, some orchid prickles.
Yeah. That'll just be the ongoing thing of water the plants, pull the weeds out between the plants,
Yeah.
trim the plants, harvest the fruit.
Yes. Kind of like those, the beets that we thinned out last night that went into the pilaf.
Oh yeah, it was quite tasty.
And so dear, there seems to have been too many beet seeds in the that we put in the ground. And they're growing really, really well.
All of them.
All of them. All of them. Really good seeds. Really high germination rate. S side. Not Beaker.
Well, doing S sides in Beakers, this one was more Beaker. I was even talking about that, Sarah.
Okay, I'll get you another piece for the 8 to 10 ounce.
And plus, this was way too much for an 8 to 10 ounce.
It was 20 ounces. Sarah, I keep reducing the amount of clay that I give you for these ones. I'll take this one down to 18 ounces. Because, yeah, I don't know. There. 18 ounces.
And Beaker.
Oh yes, and the little bully thing over here too. Take off its bat.
Hopefully won't be a really long stream today, though.
No.
Crunchy things on the back.
Crunchy things?
Well, there's some clay just sticking straight up. It was dry, so it was a crunchy thing.
Yeah.
We have to set it up so it goes to that one Discord channel too.
Yeah, so it sends out notifications on the Pottery live stream Discord channel.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do that in the lunch. That's my tool.
Yeah.
You want it here? No. Here?
That one had an air bubble.
There it is.
There's been an inordinately large number of air bubbles in the clay recently. Which also causes a lot of problems. Because it's like having air lumps in the clay. No, well,
No, it's just air lumps.
Yes, they're air lumps because it'll be, it feels like there's a lump in there. And as you get it from
And it is. It's made out. It is a lump.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if the air is in there, depending on the air bubble, it can cause the piece to crack before it gets to the kiln. More often than that, if you don't catch it, it'll blow up in the kiln.
Yeah.
And blowing up is bad. It's bad for fire break. It's bad for the pieces.
It makes the person unloading kiln cuss.
It makes the person who throws the pieces unhappy.
Because it means you gotta make them over again.
Yeah, sad. Not that I don't have to play, mind you,
But it's sad having to make the thing over again.
And at that point, the pieces become yard art because they're no longer recyclable.
Nope.
Because they've been fired. They've gone 3/4 inversion, which is when it goes from mud to stone.
It will no longer revert back to clay when wet.
Yeah.
Kind of like kitty litter is soft fired,
Fire. Yeah.
so it has to be thoroughly saturated to go back to clay.
Not recyclable.
No. It's more like a water sponge.
Yeah.
Go
Pedal
to the basic today.
I'm not.
Indeed.
Well, I need to do some maintenance on my wheel.
Yeah.
Radiator and belt. Definitely needs some maintenance to the foot pedal.
Which may mean figuring out how to disassemble it, clean it.
And then just have to look up the specs on it.
How to maintain foot pedal.
Yeah, because it's not like a car. You can't just take it into the mechanic.
Yeah, no, not so much. Okay, so the next piece after the one you're working on, same shape, still S side, but it'll be the 16 to 18 ounce.
The next one.
Yes. That is another one.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes.
But it's
Oh, gotcha. Hi.
telling me what I'm throwing is more useful than telling me the next one I'm throwing. Well, I'm throwing something else.
Oh, the short circuit. Or the times where you were, maybe I shouldn't mention it. As you were talking about, how you throw cups while you were trying to throw plates.
So it said something about the next piece is going to be a cup. So suddenly the one that's in my hand, I don't
Became
throw
a cup.
cup.
It was a very large cup. Because it was a piece for a good sized plate.
So it's a picture instead.
Got the chunks of clay off of the side table here. Well, yes, I put that plastic bag away before you found it, didn't I, Nix? You don't know what I'm talking about. You are completely innocent. You licking your little tail twitches. Yes, you're very cute. But I don't think anybody believes you being innocent. There. You're a mug. You're a mug. You're a goblet. Goblet.
Mug. Or a side.
S side, yes.
All the difference between a mug and an S size, a mug has a handle.
Yes.
And she wants to make sure it's.
I'm sorry, I wanted to keep it separate from the other two for different sizes. I didn't get
She
around.
wants to watch me reach for it. That's.
Did you find an interesting smell on the floor? You're making your shocked face. Well, some cats when they drop their jaw because they're making that stinky face because they're sniffing with the scent glands in their mouth. Some of them just look like they've just smelled something absolutely horrible. Nix always looked like she's suffering from extreme shock because the mouth's just hanging open like, I don't know what I just smelled. Oh my goodness. Trip cork again. And rather than pushing it along the floor, I spun it like a cork. Spun it.
Like a
Top.
cork, huh?
There we go.
How do corks spin?
Boom. The baggie.
Now the sun comes up.
Of course. Actually, I don't mind it being overcast while we're out there working in the yard. Makes it less likely to overheat. Okay, so as I recall, for the same sort of 16-ounce volume, you need more clay for a goblet, yes?
Yes. Because paint it in.
Yeah, you need more. So rather than 26 ounces, would it be more like 28 maybe? I was going to say 30. Because I was good 30. I could cut you a roll for 1 at 30 and we can see how it goes.
How many of them are there?
I'm still going through the stack. I found at least 2. That's a goblet. This is a goblet. Those are soup bowls. Beaker. And a mug. I'm not doing the mug today. That was a beaker. Very different shape completely. It's a big bowl. That's an alembic. That's a really, really big urn. That's a different color of clay. And a mug and a different color of clay. That's a bear skull. So I think yes, we need at least 2 16 to 18 ounce goblets.
Mm-hmm.
And then at least 1 beaker that size.
So it's hand-shaped.
Yes.
I know most people's hands are bigger than this.
I mean, there's making mugs today. Actually, these will be handleless. There's
Handless mugs.
handleless mugs. Yes, they're handleless cups with water. They're the same basic shape.
Some people like them without handles.
Because they don't.
So you just hold on to it like that, right? Or like what I do is I put my hand through there for I just hold on to it from the bottom and put my thumb through the handle.
The next one will be a goblet. Is there another plate? No, this is 35. 35, very likely too
There's
much.
something else over there.
Leaning, drinking vessels.
Well, if you made that so that was supposed to bring in have the other. I
Um,
could read it a lot better.
the
when
thing
I read
is-
it the other day.
Well, let's see if I put it over here, maybe the text will be bigger. No, nothing.
And also, and if nothing else, it's brighter
Yeah, it is brighter than the small screen.
because that one's older. That monitor.
Drinking vessels. Yes.
Drinking vessels, yes.
There we go.
Okay.
That's a 30-ounce piece.
Goblet.
Goblet. And if that's the right size, I can cut more. Now, do you want to just have it be the end of this bag, which is just maybe another 2 pieces after this, or do you want me to go get another bag?
Okay. The bag.
Yeah, because there was not much left in that bag.
Yeah.
I have to go down to clay storage.
Yes. In other words, to the garage. We actually have a place for clay storage now. Where we lived before, clay storage was on the driveway, under a truck. We also lived in a rural area too, so. It was always funny in a way. They would complain because they didn't have a loading dock. You knew you're coming to a residential address. How many people with residential addresses have loading docks? Our driveway was paved and was long enough for the semi to back into the driveway too. There. Where is the box?
Oh.
Kitty's down on the floor playing with the
I think she
Sure.
managed to shove the cork under the bottom shelf.
Well, I'll never get it out from under there.
I'll lift at the board.
I think I saw the butts. But
Yes. What's the matter, silly girl? Did you get the cork under the shelf? Here, move. Yes, there's your cork. Pull it. Yeah, get it out. No.
so bad.
Kitty, if I put this board down, you're going to be trapped. Come on, shift so I can get to your cork. Okay, now out. There.
There we go.
Oh, and you brought it back. What a good girl. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to run very far in here, do you? If you brought it back a little closer, it'd be nicer. Throw it that way.
Oh, yeah, this should be a good amount.
Okay, so I'll get you a couple more pieces at the for the ounce.
For you. Just look at that.
Yeah. Because if you were to make that into a mug shape, it'd probably hold more like 20.
Oh, yeah.
Will it be a good amount for Beaker as well?
It might be a little. Well, could try it.
Okay. Because I know that while the Beaker doesn't have the pinch point, it has to be taller. Their whole be 16 ounce.
And now to bring it into a big box.
It's because we do the one-piece construction goblets.
There we go. And it's these two fingers right here. It's not rude, there's two fingers. Well, depends on whether it's like this or like this. But
You wouldn't be able to use your fingers like that to make the goblet snap. Too much British comedy. Yes. Oh, your kids ended up learning multicultural rude gestures?
yes. My brother always said,
His-
my
his-
finger does
My digit does not go up alone.
I was in middle school.
Yes, because one of his classmates accused him of giving them the figure.
It's kind of like,
And his response was, my digit does not go up alone.
I told him he'd be in a lot of trouble if he did that when he was in 5th grade.
The teacher was English.
She'd know what that means. And if I get a call from her,
It's probably the
that's in
reason
middle
why
school.
the Scouts honor thing in Britain is 3 fingers, not 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a nice goblet shape. Ooh. No, don't do that. Just since it's got that pinch point, she can make it dance when she takes it off the wheel.
Well, I know how far I can push it. Does it work?
It was not making it fall.
Yeah.
Fine plane.
Go fine.
Yep, plane.
It's going north, isn't it? Yeah, it's headed north. Know where it's going. Yep. Because that was no commercial aircraft.
No. It wasn't one of the big 2 copter jet.
Oh god, those things are so
helicopters.
loud.
Those are hellacious loud.
Those are, usually search and rescue. Well,
Oh, there's
rivers.
And then there's the big black
That one's
local
probably-
military base. Oh,
It's about-
local-ish.
It's about an hour-ish north.
But yeah, those ones are just incredibly
You
loud.
don't see that very often.
No. There was one time I was in the backyard that it's like, what in the world is flying over? I look up and go, what's the source of that noise? Then next time I hear that, I know what it is.
Also, when there's those big fires too, I heard.
They were they were mobilizing like National Guard and stuff of that nature to get people out there to fight the fires.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on Facebook it does the auto captions, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So then I realized that there's blocks of text moving on the little screen.
Yeah.
To see just how horrible it does at capturing our voices. And that's before we use words such as like Seljuk mugs. Seljuk. You waiting for the Seljuk mug to come up?
Yeah.
Seeing how far back the delay is. Facebook it generally has a delay of
Capturing. It does capturing up.
does capturing. Yeah.
It stopped it. It
Didn't even try.
No,
It
it
didn't
just said
even try. Mug. It just blanked out on the word it couldn't understand.
Yeah.
Well then. The worst one I ever saw was the auto captioning that it was doing for that Pottery Through the Ages class that we did.
Oh yeah.
Where we went through all the different styles that we did from, like the early Greek and Bronze Age stuff, all the way up through the Italian and the Delft. The very end of the sequence we tend to. And some of the terms, what it did to the Italian city-state names.
We'll be doing classes again for Atlantis.
Yeah. Which,
June
since
12th.
we're doing it in conjunction with
Something that's
an arts event that's on the East Coast, after all, it doesn't matter
one
where
of
we're
our
based.
classes will be they're going to be on YouTube.
It'll be on YouTube. They'll also be but when they're presented live. Well, one of them's 10 a.m. East Coast time.
So it's 7 a.m.
Yes.
They're going to be
At
7
least-
and 11
Yeah. Local time,
local time.
which is Pacific Standard Time for us. As compared, at least
When
it'll
we
be
did the one for
summer.
Dragon Ball, it was
It was what, January?
yeah, and that is European time.
Yeah, I think they did Greenwich Standard Time.
And there were some people that were having to do their.
They were getting up at like 3 a.m. local time to give their classes. We were lucky. It was 8 a.m.
Yeah, but
Mind
it was in
you,
the winter.
it was still pitch dark here
Yeah,
because I think it was January.
yeah. It was really cold.
Oh, it was so cold. We were so bundled up,
Yeah.
like 4 layers of wool. And since these are classes done in conjunction with the SEA, so medieval studies, at least we were able to pull out the nice warm woolen costumes.
Yeah.
Yes, we each have one Viking apron dress that is relegated to getting clay on it right now.
Yeah. That's also the oldest of the
The
Really
black and pink plaid.
I'll look. Also, the older one, which is the
Oh.
blue one.
The blue felted wool one.
Yeah. But yeah, the black and pink one. Some pretty big.
One of the goblets will get the bad pun sheep boat. The U-boat, as in female sheep, U-boat. It's the same style as the Viking kittens, just sheep. And the other one,
Viking war sheep.
the other one will get bunnies jousting on greyhounds.
Okay. This would probably be good for the bunnies jousting with greyhounds because they don't need the height. And do now is smooth out the texture so it'll be easier to paint.
And do you want a piece to throw a spare goblet?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
It's also a popular shape.
Yeah.
I can talk really, I can.
So just me, or is that goblet settling?
It's settling, Sarah.
Okay.
So do 2 more goblets.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do that.
Yeah. And sometimes they solidify before they fall, and sometimes they don't.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Don't bump that one.
Oh, heck no. So I'm being incredibly careful and change this one into position. And there.
Because if we just stuff like that, it'd be very graceful.
Very good. Nix, leave that bag alone. I know. No. I take the bag away.
One more cat pumper something, so we put leave the plastic or something. No!
Nix, keep your head out of the amphora. The things we shout at as cats.
I wish it was this kitten, not that she's really old now, but is don't chew on the computer.
Don't you
Leave my phone alone.
Don't try to run off with the phone. Because she tried to grab the phone.
If it made noise.
Oh, Nix.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a kitten of the digital age. And now you're just giving me that one-eyed stare again. She has got her head stuck in pottery.
Something.
But
Yeah.
there might be something in there. Yes. Like bits of clay. When she climbed into the big fermentation crock that we were making, it had already been fired the first time. She ended up cleaning a lot of clay shards and dust out with her fur.
Yes. Has she checked it all out?
Yep. Spun around in there a few times. I didn't think there was enough space in there for her to turn around. Apparently there was.
Yeah. So Catherine's crock was.
Catherine's crock was cat approved.
Yes.
The funny thing is it was getting a cat pattern on it.
Yes.
So she had a black cat on her heraldry. And that's what she was getting on it there.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eye on you, BC.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble gobble?
Gobble, gobble. It's a goblet.
Oh, got it. I was confused. I'm like, turkeys? I mean, when we lived in California, occasionally you'd see the wild turkeys in the Bay Area.
In Dublin.
In Dublin. She's just pacing all around. Is there more storm coming in, Nix? Actually, I can see what it looks like might be thunderheads off to the south.
Fun.
So almost in. Oh, getting in your box. There we go. Chew, chew.
Wow,
I don't
that's
understand.
making quite a noise.
Oh, because that's
Because
the
it's
shelf.
on that shelf.
It's the shelf with the loose prong.
Yeah.
Because wire rack shelf, one of the tines is broken a weld at one end
Yeah.
or in the middle. In which case it
It's also
buzzes.
scented. I have no idea why, because I wasn't the one who did it.
No, it was grandma.
I think it was
No
from
one.
her plate, from her plants.
Yes. Basically, she had too heavy a plant in that spot.
It went up something. After all, she was such a brute. She may have weighed 100 pounds.
Soaking wet. She didn't want to live by herself. Through the mud, so Beaker gets thrown for this one. That order will be into there.
So when we traveled,
She watched over the.
she was by
animals.
herself. But yeah, she was.
Her given value by herself, because there was one time we were down in the Bay Area at an indoor event, and suddenly we get news from several of the people on site that there's been a bad earthquake at home.
It was a 6.1.
It was a 6.1. It did damage to the freeways.
Yeah. Well,
and made them have really bad bumps for about 2 years before they got them fixed.
yeah.
Because it offset the overpasses.
Yeah.
Nice shape.
Oh, okay. Stop. Thank you.
But everybody was freaking out. It's like, guys, my grandmother grew up in the Bay Area. She's
She was
probably
born in San
fine.
Francisco. And then, someone called. And finally,
She doesn't answer the phone because she's deaf.
her hearing aids and the phone didn't get along so well. Because she was
Meh, quake, big deal.
So finally,
Somebody had a relative who lived in the same city that they got to go to the door of our house to check on my grandmother and tell her to call us to reassure us that she was fine.
she was so annoyed.
And she was like, I'm here, I'm fine, the house is fine, the animals are fine. Okay. And then she's like, I think I heard somebody. Good. Click. Done.
Yeah.
And her reaction when we finally got back and she could talk to us in person, and she was like, it wasn't that bad a quake. I don't understand what people's big issue was.
It was only a 6.1.
It was only a 6.1. It was off the coast, wasn't it?
I think, yeah, it was
Was
just
the petroleum bowl?
petroleum, if I'm remembering correctly. Was that, is that, or that was maybe one of the ones that you made landfall?
Could be. Because it did knock a few old houses off their foundations in Eureka.
Of course, if they had been well maintained, it probably wouldn't.
Probably wouldn't have knocked them off their foundations.
Yeah.
Because it was old posted here, so it was not up to current earthquake code.
Yeah.
Okay, so it may have been all. We'll make goblet number 4. And how many pieces do you want to make for the 16 to 18 ounce beakers? Make 4 or so?
Yeah, make 4 or so.
Gotcha. But yeah, to this day, we still bind furniture to the walls and, secure things as if we lived near the San Andreas.
We're about 30 miles from our active volcano.
True.
None of the earthquakes are much above a 1 here.
I don't know if anybody else can feel them, but we sure can't.
Yeah.
And it's like gurgly stomach versus popping joints.
That one is not fascinating anything.
No, but
neither of those.
Those ones physically cannot tip because they're wedged
I
in
know,
the ceiling.
Those ones are definitely.
Actually, I'm not sure that one can tip either because it's wedged into that shelf.
No.
So that one's not attached to anything.
No.
The wire rack with the cat sitting.
If it went back and forth too much, you'd go through windows.
Yeah. It could break a window. It could potentially fall forward.
It'd be sad. Drying stuff would fall and break.
Yeah. Mind you, it's got a couple of partial bags of clay on the bottom shelf. So it is weighted. Times when you realize that you set things up, your instinctual level on how you set things up is for earthquake preparedness. Because you're looking like, oh, but I haven't. Well, actually, no, that one's not that bad.
I'm not sure what the mechanics have when it's fastened to the wall inside.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure one way or the other.
Yeah.
But it, with the way the shape of the floor is, it actually leans towards the wall slightly.
Yeah.
Same thing with the wardrobe in my room. Yes.
Someday
We're gonna rip all the carpet out of the house.
Wait, Frank, you got the one room?
Yes, the one that we're in right now.
Oh, we forget out of 2.
Oh, you're right, because
This isn't really a room.
no,
But yeah, there's carpet in here.
that was carpet in here, and it's partially outdoor space. The other room that we removed carpet from was the master bathroom. It was so evil. But we discovered there was perfectly good linoleum underneath.
That's what I figured. A friend of ours who kept saying,
Oh no, there's
gonna be all this problems. You shouldn't do it. It's opening a can of worms, and it's like,
Well, I'd rather know that the worms were there.
I go, they're gonna be there whether I know about them or not. And
Yeah.
the carpet stinks. It's what I smell first thing every day when I get up.
Oh, prior owners, elderly dude.
Elderly male with questionable age.
Yeah. No amount of bleach will ever remove that smell.
It looks like people tried using bleach.
Yeah.
As in,
It damaged the carpet.
yeah.
I mean, what else are you gonna do with that one?
Take the carpet out because it's a stupid thing to hang up.
Yes. I mean, it may have taken less effort for them to rip out that, maybe 10 square feet of carpet, maybe 15 total square feet, and replace it with some cheap linoleum. I mean,
I think it would have, with it on the market, it would have been better if it just happened to be old.
the old linoleum was there rather than that carpet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Look on it. And we go, carpet. Rip it out.
It's fine.
By the time we moved out of our place in Dublin, there was not any carpet left.
It's all flooring.
Yes. That is in the eventual plans here.
There was wood pretty tile in
2 rooms.
2 rooms.
In the master and in the front room.
Yeah.
Mine had linoleum.
Yes,
The hallway was ceramic tile set on the 45.
18-inch ceramic
Big
tiles
tiles.
with charcoal gray throughout and with black coupe basement.
It looked cool.
Really sharp. And it was painted dark green.
The kitchen was in slate tile. So
It was
pretty.
cool. The family room was the only room to have its original flooring still.
Yeah. And that was actual linoleum.
Actual linoleum.
It wasn't vinyl flooring, it was linoleum. The kind
Because
made
that
out of
was-
clay and linseed oil.
House was built in 65.
It's just that
Track was nothing like
the
it.
main traffic areas had seen so much traffic it originally had wood grain texture. But the wood grain texture was only left in the exterior edges of the room where already.
Worn.
Yeah.
Lots of traffic.
And then some fool used OxyClean and removed all the
Wax.
decades of wax. Because the floor was at an age to have been hand waxed.
Damn it.
The number of bottles of wax it took to rehydrate that floor.
Oh yeah. You got the dirt up. Oh, it's so filthy. Oh my god. It's not.
It was the gray ingrained in the decades old wax.
Yeah, I suppose it looked better when it was done, but that was
That wasn't cleaning the floor. That was restoration of the floor.
that was destroying the finish of the floor.
That was refinishing the floor. The wood equivalent of, if it had been a wood floor, would have been the equivalent of taking a sander to it, taking all the old finish off and putting a new finish on.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the thirsty old wood that would soak up all the finish. And you just keep having to slather more and more and more on.
Eventually had to resort to paste wax in some areas.
Yeah. Because just the mop and glow floor wax meant for wood didn't have enough wax to it.
I mean, Grandma, well, idiot, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
She just sat back and just.
Okay, so these ones will
So,
be.
what you're gonna have to do now is, because it's not working.
He didn't know. He did not know what to do.
Well, he wasn't the one who did most of it.
No. So this one gets to be a Beaker. We have 4 goblets. At the moment, that goblet that is started to slump doesn't look like it slumped any further, but I won't trust it until tomorrow.
Don't touch it already.
Oh, heck
Kind
no.
of hard.
I'll do my best to not even bump that shelf. Just set everything down very carefully. Nick seems to like her box better that next shelf down. do. Because the beakers are relatively slender shapes, in which case they require a lot more height to reach that same kind of volume.
Yeah, well, it's volume, not height. But
Yeah.
well, there's 2 different kinds of ways of measuring it.
Yeah.
It can either be or volume or height.
What's gonna go? Oh, it's one of the German shepherds, the dogs of war German shepherd, Landskenecht. Landskepuppy. Yes. As compared
German
to
Shepherd in German style.
that's not German slash and puff clothes. And then there's
It's like
like
we've got Persian kitties and Persian armor.
or the Sam Meow, right?
Yes.
I had to come up with pattern names. I am not responsible for U-boat, though.
That was one of the customers that had games.
Yes. And they
You
were
know what you
giggling
call
and
about call three female sheep in a boat, don't you? That's no one. U-boat.
I'm like, oh, that's terrible. I mean, I know I am the one who came up with the Ba-U tapestry, but that's a nice one. That'll be a good shape. It's got all that
You probably
height.
could take those off of there and put some of them over there too.
That I could.
Here, I'm
Going to finish sitting this one down now, though, because I can't move things with one hand taken with a soft cup. There we go. Well, what I can do is I can pour off the settled out water in these, and then I can move these outside to dry.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. Most of that is very solid at this point, Sarah.
Yes, I know. I'm just trying to.
It's about, I can see it slowly.
I
You see the land's going sturdy, you know? And I'm the one that would have been splashed with that. Oh, that's why you weren't concerned, huh?
No. That bucket is red. Oh yeah, you kind of need water in that one, don't you?
Yeah.
Use the water while it's still flowing. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I was watching the mudslide ooze forward. Buckets do not roll over and play dead.
No. Do not get in the walkway, so I trick on them.
And crush them with your heavy shoes. And water. There was very little water in that one. There.
Could pour more water in there.
Yes. And it's supposed to get warm again over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. The beginning of next week is supposed to be 80.
Ugh. I know the other day while we were doing candles, it got up to 80 while we were out here.
No, it's supposed to be in the 80s.
Outside. Ew.
Yeah.
Yes, we like the cooler weather.
But, yeah. It doesn't stay hot for very long.
No.
After all, it's only June.
Yeah.
And then things will dry.
Speaking of work on things and things will dry. I should work on Godzilla. Godzilla has this kind of tree bark kind of texture on him.
Should be able to get the same kind of marks, though, considering what the Godzilla costumes were.
Yeah, they were sculpted.
Yeah. That shouldn't be a problem at all. Right?
Yeah. I think the trick is to not be too fussy with the mark, maybe?
Yeah.
Because if your marks look too careful, they look odd.
Yeah.
Like some people see the replicas of the sgraffito marks on some of the early wares,
Yeah.
where they get too exacting, too mechanically accurate,
Yeah.
and it just does not read right.
Thank you. Stopped.
Yeah, because I moved those things, so now you can also do your scoochie onto the shelf thing.
Yeah. There we go.
Despite the fact that we don't do truly production pottery, you can't say that there isn't a fair bit of repetition in what we do.
Some days.
Other days you get to do lots of interesting pieces.
Yeah.
Lots of holding up of diagrams.
Yeah.
And now people are playing Stump the Potter again. Or let's see how big you can throw.
Yeah. Which is fun.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
You have a 2-gallon pewter urn coming up.
Yeah. That would be kind of interesting. It's slightly different style.
Yeah, it's more the Native American style.
Yeah.
Because when people ask us, is what styles do you do? And it's like, what styles do you want to see?
Yeah. It's always fun doing something new.
Yes. That's what, like when people ask you what your favorite thing to do is.
Variety.
Variety.
I like variety. I would not have been a good person to work on production of anything.
Which is how a lot of pottery used to be done.
Yeah.
Because the Romans actually had factories.
Oh yeah, and they were water powered,
Yeah, the wheels were water powered.
which is really interesting. But they did they did the same thing day in, day out.
No.
No, I mean like, working in a factory,
Where you're stitching together the same two pieces of a garment.
or any
I
kind of
remember what you're doing.
production line work. It's kind of like, closest I came to that was being a document control clerk and graphic artist.
I
Believe me, graphic artist is boring. It's you're editing footage, you're doing illustrations, you're formatting documents. Yeah.
You're not doing any sort of interesting illustration. You're illustrating a diagram.
Yeah. Well, this one has to be, you have to make a copy of this, which, the interesting part was I got to learn how to work a stat camera, which is a static camera. It takes the image that you put out there and
So like a really big format scanner that's done with the film camera?
kind of.
Because
It was bigger than the shop. It was bigger than the garage.
So we'd be able to take copies of
So you could
really big
a-
documents.
The original illustration, you need to get that onto a photograph.
Did you ever? Was it ever used to take photographs of physical objects?
You could do that too. That's what I mean. That was the interesting part of it. It wasn't using a camera, putting it on film. It was just taking the object and putting it onto a piece of film,
Okay, so
onto a piece of paper.
it was directly exposing a sheet of photoreactive paper.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was, and even when I used it, it was
Antiquated.
Yeah,
And that was what, early 90s?
early 90s. Some of the equipment had these inventory stickers from the 60s.
Yeah.
Making copies of large drafting drawings in a copy machine that I could
Did you actually climb inside of it when it got jammed?
Yeah. After that, they decided that no, we should have somebody come in.
And then someone comes around and just saw your rear end sticking out of the copy machine.
The copy machine was as long as this room.
Jeez.
It was huge. Well, you have your big E-size, the 24 by 36 drafting drawing.
I was gonna say, what's E-sized?
Correcting procedures. Yeah, I have to read through them and
You were a manual spell checker.
yes. And then I'd have to or they'd have parts that are scratched out in little horrible engineer writing squeezed into that, and I'd have to redo the document.
Yeah.
With my typing.
Yeah. You don't like typing.
No, I'm also just awful at it. Oh, it's good. Never been good at it. My typing sucks.
Getting the joint on Godzilla smoothed down inside.
Is it any reason? Any wonder that place closed down?
Yeah.
You should have had someone who could type doing it.
So you're saying that they didn't make the best personnel decisions?
thing is, they couldn't hire somebody else, and it had to be done in that department.
Yeah.
There was 2 of us.
Yeah.
Well, 3 if you include the
supervisor?
the graphic artist, the one that was her main job. It was kind of weird.
Has to take note of the fact that you're saying that all the individuals in that department were ladies.
Yes, there's 3 of us. The head of document control, the head of graphic arts, and me.
So there was 2 department heads and you.
Yes.
And that made the entirety of the department.
Yes. We were in the basement. Well, but then there's in the next room was the drafting department, which there was 3 guys. Because not gonna say that company was sexist or anything.
You still have Clay? Yes, you do.
The company was sexist. It was also the 90s.
Which it's hard to think about, but yeah, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
All the memes going around is trying to remember the fact that yes, the 70s were 50 years ago now.
Yes.
And it's like, or was it they go India's the 90s. We're 30 years ago. I'm like, I feel old with that. Thank you. I know that intellectually, but having it pointed out.
Because how old were you when I worked there?
I was in grade school.
Yeah.
But I mean, was it the old stationery that they were going to throw out, so instead it
that was from when I worked at Chevron.
Yeah, some Chevron. I don't think there was anything from that one. There was also some from, what was it?
Merrimack. That was
all I remember is that it all became art supplies.
Yeah. Well, there was the from when I was a document control. No, the
loan processor.
Loan processor. Pretty much the same thing as doing document control, because you're the one who has to make sure that all the documents get done.
Hello, Nix. Did you get bored up in your spot?
I'm good as a paper pusher. I'm just not good at typing.
You're good at sorting and discovering where things are. You're good at finding holes in data. Or completing data sets.
Yeah.
Okay. How's it look now that he's got his texture?
Yeah, I'm doing research and
getting data out of data.
yeah.
Getting what's the word I'm looking for? Getting results, conclusions out of data.
Browsing wheels complete the process. Then went back to school.
Yep.
I was
Where's your education degree?
Then I went back to school again.
Because you also have, what is it, a certificate in drafting?
Yeah.
Which is another art forms technology that is largely obsolete.
Yeah.
I mean, it really helps to know how to do it by hand, but you don't really see many people do it by hand anymore.
No, they don't.
I mean,
they don't, for the most part, even teach that anymore.
No.
Which is really too bad.
Yeah.
It's like knowing how to draw by hand rather than always having done the drawing for illustration for cartoons or something.
Yeah.
What if you don't know how to draw?
Because Pixar had that issue with
Yeah.
one of their feeder colleges, where they were getting 3D animators who didn't know how to draw by hand. So they actually put it to the school. If they wanted to continue being a feeder college, they had to change the requirements for their digital arts degree.
Yeah, they had to take a drawing class every semester.
Yes.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with drafting. Really should learn how to do that by hand.
By hand.
Yes, is much quicker on a computer.
Oh, you're gonna need more clay now.
Yeah.
I'm sculpting little Godzilla hands.
Yeah. Well, my degree is education. It's art education.
Big surprise. Okay, so what size shape do you want to do now? Do you want to do, we do have an order that requires 5 to 6 inch soup bowls.
We can do those two.
As I recall, those are like 24 ounce pieces. This piece of clay is 24 ounce. I'll see if that's the right size. Hey Nix, what's the matter? Did it get too warm up there? Gonna hang out under there now?
Where is she?
Bottom shelf behind the scrap bag.
See.
Just hanging out. Hi. It's like, I'm not touching anything I shouldn't.
Got asked today if we'd be willing to teach. If we did classes, and it was
Yeah.
It's
Of course we could do
our
classes.
teacher inherited a new program. Ceramics doesn't know enough about it, so they want some
They
lessons.
want to. They did ceramics back in college, but it's been years. They want a refresher.
Yeah.
There we go. There's Godzilla spines. Sparkly. This is one heck of a drinking horn.
It's Godzilla size.
It is Godzilla size. And cleaning up little finger details.
Whoa.
What happened? Oh, bold. That's what
Oh.
you said. Yes, because you went from doing cups to doing bowl.
Yeah.
I think 24 ounces might be a bit much.
How big is this supposed to be?
It's supposed to be a 5 to 6 inch across soup bowl. So it's supposed to be a deeper shape.
Yeah. It's 5 inches, sir.
Okay, so it could go wider. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's that's
okay, it's always trying to not get you
maybe
to
I
use it.
didn't remember it correctly.
No, okay, I did get you the right size. Well, also keep looking up and back from Godzilla here.
And it's kind of like
Or this morning when I realized that I got up and went, wait, the room looks funny. It's clear. Oh gosh, I forgot to take my contacts out last night. Luckily, they've not been blurry on me today, which I'm kind of amazed. Might be the reason why the eyes are a little itchy, but they could be far worse. Okay, there we go. Godzilla hands.
there we go. That's a soup bowl.
Okay, now we need a second one.
So stop.
So that's the one where it's going to be the Nishapur style.
Oh yeah, that should be fine.
Listen, this is
really
doing
cool.
the pottery consultation via private message.
Yeah.
As they made that ask to was it SEA Merchant Relief looking for specifically pottery, more specifically with heraldry on. and asking who made it. It's like, okay, we do it. It's like, okay, do you have a favorite style or period that you want, or favorite colors? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And this being like the 10th century. It's like, okay, one moment, please. I'll pull up images of 10th century pottery. We gave them like 5 different examples to look at. And I'm like, okay, yes, I like that one. And it's what some of the earliest really heavily colored pottery.
Oh, yeah. It is. It's also really nice. I didn't say you could start moving.
Trying to not make fingernail marks on the inside of Godzilla here.
Yeah. But it's on there so it's nice and sturdy.
And it'll be definitely somebody with a very large hand can use it.
You just bent the handle, Sarah.
No, I didn't. I shifted my hand.
Okay.
My skin wasn't even touching it that firmly.
It's like there's no way you're holding it until so.
I caused my hand to shift.
Okay. Good.
Because my wrist is still tired from using the pick the other day.
Yeah.
And all the rough textured down, which you could only do once it curves up.
Yeah.
And there's just no dignified way to work on this part of the process. That crumb went into my shirt. What did I say about the lack of dignity?
Is that Godzilla back there? Yep.
Yes.
That's
Oh.
Godzilla.
There. It's attached. It's got his handle. I'm getting the got the surface texture, which is just light sgraffito marks that gives it that kind of texture. Because he had kind of a worked texture, kind of linear. So now I need to build up the little back spines, and he'll be done.
It's one of the more collaborative type pieces that we work on.
Yes. It's the okay. Now it's your turn. Okay, nope. Now you do a bit. It's like the wattles on chicken. The little cone.
Yeah.
It's got coxcombs for back fronds.
You moved the ball.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's over there. I'll bring it back.
It's kind of like
Because you need to make a pair. I'm so sorry.
why did you move?
I was too efficient. My apologies. Oh, do you want me to cut your third piece?
Yeah.
Because that way we can pick whichever 2 are the best pair.
Okay.
And the third one gets to go on the shelf for another order.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
After this, if you still feel like throwing, we could throw some of the 11 to 14 ounce beakers and S sides.
Yeah, we need those too.
Yeah.
So those are just really popular sizes.
Yeah, those are the size that we generally make for Shannon for the medieval recreationist boxes.
Yeah, she said she's going to be placing them at larger orders soon.
Yes, we need a batch, and in preparation for her placing her next order, and then most of them went away for other orders.
You never know.
You never know. There's times where we really do try to have a stock of things so that we can get orders out faster. And sometimes it works and sometimes not so much.
Or I injured my hand or something.
Yeah, that was last summer.
Yeah.
She sprained her wrist
And
got back backed up on a lot of the larger orders because she could.
I had dislocated my thumb.
You need 2 thumbs to throw.
Yeah.
Most things.
Funny thing is, did you know you need 2 thumbs to do throwing, especially of any size. I could do plates. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, because you could open it up with your fingers. You were opening it with your fingers rather than with your thumbs.
Yeah. That's it.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the spines built up, but then they'll have to firm before I can sculpt them any further.
And then I broke my wrist. Well, part of it is from using doing so much typing.
Yeah.
I get tendonitis.
And that was from your time working for that company where you were document control and graphic artist, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was a stupid 1990s trackball.
Well, trackballs are the most evil thing in the world.
They are designed for a different shaped hand, different size shape.
5 foot tall. Oh, well, just like small gloves.
Extra small.
Yeah.
But yet you wear size large shirts, courtesy of the muscle mass you've developed from being a potter.
Yeah. Also put on my ring size is larger than it used to be.
You increased your ring size. You put on, what was it, 6 inches of muscle around the chest?
Yeah.
You try to find feminine fashions for that.
Men's shirts fit better now.
In fact, that's what you're wearing today.
Yes, it is.
There's a shirt off the men's clearance rack.
Yeah. Theirs is sturdy. Well, they're good for work shirts.
Yes. Yeah, this has to firm up a bit before I can really shape the background. And get these 2 bump into one another. That'll make them sturdier than if they were standing proud of one another. Small modifications to make it more long-lasting.
Yeah.
It has an actual vessel. Too much clay. Remove some clay from chunk. There, let's start going down to the leaf. Go. Other side. Oh yeah, that is so much more Godzilla now. Play nice. You're all gonna be one piece now. Just talking to the clay helps.
As long as it's something nice.
Well, otherwise it's just sort of relieving feelings. Those times where you talk to the clay where it's not nice.
Yes. Because as long as it's nice.
For streaming, you keep it polite. I mean, yes, we've watched enough streamers. It does not. Streamer commentary does not always stay polite, but we try to keep it polite.
Try. Of course, there's always someone's ones. There's always that bastard. It's a piece of clay that's not
Yes, there's always that bastard.
There we go.
I'm starting to get really hungry. It's not just you. I think Do you want that to be the last piece?
Yeah.
I have, or do you want one more piece? Because I have 2 fronds from finishing this step.
Sure.
Sure. I know. Sorry. Sorry. Look, I'm this close. This close. And then it's out
I'm
of
just
form.
teasing you, Sarah. Fine.
No, I want that bastard.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Piece of clay rolled off the other piece of clay. All right. Because this will be enough for either an 8 to 10 or a 11 to 14, depending on how friendly it is. That piece has sound effects, then.
Sometimes I do.
Squish, squish, squish.
8 to 10 ounce. That's what you said.
Yes. Totally make another one of those.
Yeah. Because it's so much, keeps the order form so much cleaner if they're not next to the wheel.
Yeah. There are times when by the time the order forms get to the point where the order is being shipped out, they are kind of chewy. Hey, hi, kitty. Yeah, I know I'm not wearing my vest. It's sad. Whoa. I got a headbutt to the stomach. Hi. Yes, I am done now. Meow.
There. And that's the
Hi.
There we
did
go.
say that we did just say that we were going to go inside. Here, step up on my shoulder. There we
There,
go.
that way.
Mwah.
Things again.
Yes, you're the mighty hawk kitty. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye. See you next time. Probably I'll be streaming again on Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, not Saturday.